Hey guys, I'm Kim and today I will be reviewing Volume 1 of Supergirl, the New 52. This is definitely my favourite reboot that I've read so far by the New 52. I will try to put into words how fantastic this comic is. Definitely a 5 out of 5 stars, 10 out of 10, 100 out of 100. It is just so good. So I hope I can do it justice in explaining how amazing it really is. So of course, let's start at the beginning. This is a proper reboot. This is how a reboot should be done. It starts from the very beginning, which is fantastic. Kara lands on the Earth and gets out of a spaceship and she has no clue where she is. She's landed on planet Earth from Krypton. So it's the very beginning of the series. We do find out in the later volumes why Zor-El sent Kara to Earth, but from the very beginning, if you have no prior knowledge of Supergirl, you have no clue who she is, what her powers are, what her storyline's like, this is the perfect book for you because it explains everything and it's done so well and the art is so fantastic that this is the only Supergirl book you should be reading right now. And if you're a huge fan of Supergirl, like me, and you know all about her storyline, then it will be a really, really fantastic read-through for you and you'll be really excited how they've rebooted the series with some amazing art. Now first I want to jump on the idea of Supergirl's character because I've seen a lot of reviews out there that have been first off bashing her character and her personality in this series, and I just want to say about it because a lot of people are saying that Supergirl is just a lame extension of the Superman brand. And when people say that, it really does upset me because I don't think they really understand Kara as a character. I want you to think of when you were a teenager, or if you're still a teenager, around 17 or 18, and you've got a fantastic life, your parents love you, you've got fantastic friends, maybe you're studying to get into college, you've just got a great life and you absolutely love it. One day you go to sleep, you wake up, you're in a completely unknown place, you have no clue what's going on, and these people are speaking at you and you have no clue what they're saying because it's a different language. You have these amazing powers. You can shoot laser beams from your eyes. You can fly. You can see through people. You can see their bones, their just everything inside them, and you can hear everything ever. Just picture that. How would you react in that situation? Please remember that you're also a teenager, so you've got that angst going on. Let's put teenage angst with completely ripping your life apart. This is why I don't think people really understand that Kara's character is actually so much more sadder than Superman. I mean, people say, oh my god, Superman is so sad, you know, he got sent away by his parents to Earth and his planet blew up and he has no one left except for his adoptive parents, Martha and Jonathan Kent. But Kara has lost so much more than Superman. She knew everything. Her whole life was on Krypton. She grew up on Krypton. She knew exactly what it was like, and now it got ripped from her. She's been sent to a different world and she's expected to live there. She's found out her whole family has been killed. Her friends have been killed. Her world doesn't exist anymore. She's a complete stranger to everything that is around her right now. Not to mention when Superman arrives straight away in this comic and basically interrogates her, asks her who the hell she is, when he tells her that he is her cousin. Now the last time she saw her cousin Kal-El, aka Clark Kent Superman, was when he was 1 year old. A baby. Now there's this 30-year-old man standing there telling her that her planet has been destroyed, her parents are gone, her whole family's gone, her life is destroyed. Of course she's gonna be angsty. Of course she's gonna be a little annoying. You have to get past that with her as a character because you have to understand her to be able to really love this series, I think. So the most fantastic thing about this is she wakes up and we get to see her emotions and the issues that she goes through, and it's just wonderful to read. It's so heartbreaking to read it about this series. It feels sort of realistic in any sort of alien way that it can. She wakes up and all the humans, of course, have come straight away to a spaceship and they're trying to take her away. They're speaking this weird language. She can't understand them because she speaks Kryptonian, which I think was a fantastic thing to put in there, because I've never really understood how the hell Kara can just come and suddenly speak English. That just, it doesn't work. But in this series, she can't speak English. All she can speak is Kryptonian, so she has no clue what anybody's saying, and it's just so well done. Now, her first conversation with Superman, I think, was a little short. I mean, you can understand a little bit of what she was going through. She's thinking that he's some sort of emissary of Zod, and that he might be trying to trick her or turn her against something, or she has no clue what's going on. She doesn't know who to believe, who to trust. I mean, if you wake up like this, are you going to expect that your whole planet is being destroyed and your family and your friends are all dead? That is not the first thing you're going to think of. You're going to want to have hope that everything's going to be okay. So I thought the conversation made a little sense. The only thing I was a little confused about and I didn't really like is that Kara's meeting with Superman, when she was talking with him, was very violent. Now, as I've said before, of course, there's a lot of teenage angst going through her. She's upset. She has no clue what's going on. But you have to understand that she's also a girl, and I don't think her first reaction would be to punch the crap out of him. Because, yes, they do train amazing fighters on Krypton, but she is part of the scientist cast. So she's not part of the warrior cast. She's a scientist cast. Her father and her mother are scientists. So her first reaction would not be to punch the crap out of him. I just didn't get that. As sexist as it sounds, I would probably just expect her to cry a lot and then run away. So instead of that, she just punched the crap out of him and left. And sure, I guess that works too. Now, the first villain we see in this is someone called Simon Taicho. Now, he's some bigwig who's built a space station, and what he does is he lures Kara to his station because he's stolen a crystal that came with her spaceship, which was a message from her father, Zor-El, and she goes there to retrieve it, but he captures her because he's got kryptonite and God knows what else. So he traps her and he tortures her and experiments on her, and finally one of his minions helps her out and gets her out, and she's so powerful she just basically like smashes out of the station, and she thinks she's killed everyone on there, and she feels a little bad about it. But I mean, I think it's really hard for her to control her powers at this stage, so I think she is remorseful, but this guy was trying to kill her. Well, I don't know if he's trying to kill her, but he just wasn't very nice. So after she gets her crystal, she finds out she can return to this place called Argo City, which was the city on Krypton that her and her family lived on. Now, the crystal gave her directions and sort of like a teleportation device and took her to Argo City, where she flies in hoping that she's going to see her family, because they explain that Zor-El actually put a giant shield around Argo City and he thinks that it would protect it from Krypton's destruction. So when she gets there, she finds out that the city is perfectly preserved, but there's no one on it. And for me, this was probably the most heartbreaking thing I've read in this whole volume, was the realization that her family is gone. There's no hope. She's the last known survivor, and there's this random guy called Kal-El who may or may not be her cousin, or could be some crazy guy. She has no clue. So she's stuck there. She doesn't know what to do. Now, this is when a character called Rain comes into view. So she flies down onto Argo City, meets Kara, and tells her she is a world killer. Now, what Krypton has done before is experimented on people, and they experimented on these creatures and sort of turn them into these world killer things that have so much power, and they're just so dangerous that they stopped it completely, shut it down, and just finished it. So when the world killers woke up, they all escaped, and Rain wants to infiltrate planet Earth because she thinks it has more information about her past and Krypton and stuff like that. So she wants Kara to help her because she thinks she's in the same sort of position that she's in. But of course Kara is way too heartbroken to even deal with what she's got to do, so Rain basically leaves her but says that she really needs to get off Argo City because it's heading towards the sun that it's currently orbiting and it's going to break up any minute. So if she wants to survive, she's got to leave. So Kara finally musters the courage to get out of the city and fly back to planet Earth. She decides she doesn't want to join with Rain and actually battles the World Killers. Now, there's 4 World Killers that come at this stage. It was Rain, we've got Rain, which was the sort of main head person. We have Daymax, we have the Flower of Hearts, and Perilous. Now, how do I explain this? Can you picture a dinosaur with boobs? I can't even believe I said that sentence without laughing. Well, guess what? Perilous, one of the World Killers, is basically a dinosaur with boobs. Here we go. Boobs. Did you ever think you'd see a dinosaur with boobs? I didn't. Oh my god. I've nicknamed her Prehistoric Poison Ivy because she has these like whip things that have poison on the end. So dinosaur boob Prehistoric Ivy chick is probably one of the most funniest things I've seen in a comic. I know there's way more funnier things going on, but it's always the alien villains that are the weirdest, the funniest. I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked again. So Kara is fighting these 4 World Killers in New York. They're creating so much damage, but what Rain says at the beginning is that only a World Killer can kill another World Killer. So what Kara decides to do is grab Perilous, grab its vine arms and stick it into one of the others so they're poisoned. So immediately they give up and leave because they can't afford to lose one of their own team members. But Rain says before they leave that there was originally 5 World Killers, but there's only 4 at the moment, so she wonders when the 5th one will appear. Now I think that's very interesting because I'm hoping it could pave a way into Doomsday. Now I know pre-52 Doomsday origin was very different to this. I mean, pretty much Doomsday, you could describe him as a World Killer, but I think he was a bit more of a prehistoric invention, more before the humanoids of Krypton came. So it's a little bit of a different storyline, I guess, but because I've basically given up on Action Comics, I haven't started to read the other Superman ones. I'm not sure if they're bringing Doomsday in yet, but it would be interesting if they go this route to get Doomsday in as one of the World Killers, because I think it's a great introduction for him if they do it this way, because Doomsday is just badass. Now the last thing I wanted to pick on was the costume. Now when I first saw the Supergirl costume, I thought, okay, I don't really like this section here. I think her underwear is so high up her crotch, you can see everything going on. And I mentioned this before in one of my Wonder Woman reviews, that why do our female superheroes have to be so scantily clad with their costumes? I mean, we don't see Superman or Batman running around with a tank top on, showing off their muscles and whatever else, so why do the females have to do it? So, you know, besides for that, all I can think of is that it pays a homage to Power Girl. Now, I didn't actually know that people didn't know this, but Supergirl and Power Girl are actually the same person. Power Girl is just Supergirl in like a different universe or Earth. So, mind blown if you didn't know that. But Power Girl sort of has the same costume down the bottom. She's got very high underwear going on. So I'm thinking maybe that's a homage to the Power Girl costume. I'm not sure, but I don't particularly like it. Another thing I was not too keen on at first was Kara's hair. Now, it's actually very short, sort of like a little bob. Again, very similar to the Power Girl costume. Power Girl has bob hair. And I wasn't sure about it at the beginning, but reading through this volume and a few of the others, I've actually gotten to love her short hair. Because Kara's so young in this reboot, it really fits well with her character that her hair is so short. It makes her seem a little bit more naive and immature and very teenagey. So I actually love the fact that she's got the short bob. I do miss her long hair, but the short bob is perfect with the character that they're creating right now. So I'm actually really excited about it. So that's it today for the review, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you are not reading Supergirl, you need to read Supergirl. It is so good. The storyline's fantastic, the characters are fantastic, the art is fantastic, everything's great. If you're looking to read more female superheroes, I suggest this one. I actually like it better than Wonder Woman, even though Wonder Woman is epic. I just have this love for Supergirl and her storyline and what she is as a character. So Supergirl beats Wonder Woman for me, but if you haven't read Supergirl, you have to read it. It's fantastic. 5 out of 5 stars. It's so good. Thank you for watching this review. I will see you later. Bye.